Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, we are going to count down the top 10 most purchased books on the Shortboxed app in the month of October. Now, here's the thing. There are no repeats on this list. Month over month, all of these books are new, and we are going to run it down now. Stay tuned. The number 10 book on the list is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50, published in 1967. This book is the first appearance of Kingpin. There are currently 6,100 blue label copies of this comic on the CGC census. An additional 1,200 copies have been graded by CGC across the other labels, including yellow and purple. If you all haven't seen the new Echo trailer featuring Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, treat yourself. I'm hoping that this new show is going to be good, thanks in part to Vincent. Number 9, Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. This book has been out of the spotlight for a little bit, but appears to be back in the limelight. The value of this book at a 9.8 has definitely come down after reaching some amazing heights in the last few years. The 9.8 has a 30-day average value of $1,416. Number 8, X-Men issue number 130, the first appearance of Dazzler. This book appears to be fueled by the ongoing rumor that Taylor Swift is going to be taking on the role of Dazzler in the Deadpool 3 movie. My hope is that people are happy with their purchases, especially because Deadpool 3 has been delayed. The 30-day average for this book is $1,937, which is higher than the 90-day and 1-year averages. Number 7, War of Realms New Agents of Atlas issue number 1. This book has multiple first appearances, including the first team appearance of the New Agents of Atlas, an all-Asian superhero team. With that said, I'm honestly not certain why this book is on the list, but maybe some of you out there have some insight. Be sure to sound off down in the comments section. There are just 5,100 graded copies of this comic on the census, with 81% of them landing a 9.8, which has a current 30-day average value of just $56. Number 6, Venom Lethal Protector issue number 1. This book is one of those books that always appears to be selling. There are currently 17,000 universal blue labels of this comic on the CGC census. The 9.8 has a declining 30-day average value of just $116. Number 5 is Avengers Annual issue number 10. This book is the first appearance of Madeline Pryor and also of Rogue, which is potentially why this comic is on the list. There has been a long-standing rumor that Rogue might appear in the Marvels movie, which was just released in theaters. The value of the 9.8 has been pretty stable for the last 30 and 90 days at roughly $670. Number 4, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 129, the first appearance of Punisher. This book appears to be relatively stable across most grades when looking at the 90 and 30-day averages. This potentially is a good sign for anyone that recently picked up a copy of this comic, but it also might be a sign that now could be a good time to get on board if you haven't already snagged a copy. Number 3 is Tales of the Teen Titans issue number 44. This book is a triple key and technically is the only DC comic to make this month's list. This comic is the first appearance of Jericho and Dick Grayson as Nightwing. This book is also the origin of Deathstroke. Like a few other books on the list, this comic is pretty stable at the 30 and 90-day mark. In fact, the 30-day average is down just $55 from the 1-year average. Number 2 is Invincible number 1, the only Image comic to make the top 10. This book also has the lowest census count at just 1,600 universal graded copies. An overall low census count and a popular show on Amazon are probably why this book's value has remained high. The 30-day average, $3,500. That's slightly less than the 90-day, but higher than the 1-year average. And the number 1 book on the list is X-Men issue number 1 from 1991. There are currently 15,000 universal graded copies of this comic from CGC across all 4 connecting covers. The Magneto cover typically has the highest value at a 9.8, but currently it's tied at $72 with the Wolverine and Cyclops cover. Before I wrap up this video, I want to give you guys some additional insight. There are 2 additional books that tied with the 10th book on the list. And you'll remember the 10th book was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50. The other 2 books that tied for that 10th spot include Amazing Spider-Man issue number 300, the first full appearance of Venom, and Batman issue number 609, the first appearance of Thomas Elliot, who is later revealed to be Hush. With that said, we are going to wrap up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I definitely want to encourage you to give this video a thumbs up. As a last reminder, this list is comprised of the best-selling books on the Shortboxed app. So if you haven't checked out the app, be certain to use the link down in the description. If you want to reach out to me, you can do it on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
This thing on? Mic check. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Yeah. Should you practice art? Or should art be your practice? I had a question, so I asked it. Not to anyone specifically, but to my inner God, you know? The one that's gonna be a master. The one that's more than a rapper. The one that's an educator. The one that seeks enlightenment. He travels with concepts. He's got the mindset expansive. He understands that his time combined with travel and concepts makes his mind convex. Sort of like when you look at a brain scan. Straight off meditation, we was concaving until we had that eternal dialogue that created our dialect. Now we in distinct rooms of pure souls having them conversations. Synergy and combination.